was a deep, dark, secret mystery religion operating inside of another deep, dark, secret mystery religion. He found out that there were Freemasons in the Vatican, and they were actually going to control everything that was going on. And there was a ritual that took place in 1963 called the ritual, the enthronement ceremony of the fallen angel Lucifer. He found out about all these things and was going to kick some people out of the Vatican for that and for some banking things that were going on, and they found him dead 33 days after he became Pope. Do you remember Timothy McVeigh? You know, the Oklahoma City bomber, or one of them, the Alfred P. Murrah building. By the way, Alfred P. Murrah was a 33rd degree Mason. By the way, the Alfred P. Murrah building, I'm getting ahead of myself here, stood for 33 days after it was bombed, and then they tore it down. Timothy McVeigh, they waited until 23 days after his 33rd birthday to execute him. David Koresh, Waco, Highway 77, he was 33 years old. Mohammed Atta, the pilot of Flight 11, September 11th, 2001. Guess how old he was? He was 33 years old. The World Trade Towers, 1968, they began steel construction on the frame. 33 years later, they came down. The Alfred P. Murrah building, mentioned it a while ago, named after a 33rd degree Mason. Okay? So, I mean, I'm telling you, symbols abound. JFK, he was 46 years old, number of chromosomes. Okay? 33rd parallel, Dallas. At the end of an obelisk street structure in Dallas, Texas, Dealey Plaza, the site of a former Masonic lodge in Dallas, Texas, gunned down. You have Babylon, Iraq on the 33rd parallel. You have a city called Phoenix, Arizona on the 33rd parallel. The first atomic weapon ever used, tested at the Alamogordo site, New Mexico, 33rd parallel. The last one ever used on a city in time of war was Nagasaki, Japan on the 33rd parallel. Now, remember, we have two Jesuses. We have one Jesus who died when he was 33 years old. We have another one, a beast rising up out of the pit. The phrase, the beast, is mentioned exactly 33 times in the New Testament of my old King James Bible right here. Okay? So which Jesus is this one talking about? We're going to get more clues here. By the way, let me deal with this Jesus thing for a minute. Why was Jesus 33? What was the significance of it? Because the Bible says in Colossians that Jesus made a show of his enemies openly, triumphing over them in the cross. In other words, when Jesus was on the cross, everything about him was symbolic. Those symbols are revealed in the pages of the Scriptures always. They're not concealed. They're revealed in the Bible. He was 33 because he was conquering the power of death. He was conquering the Antichrist. We have the enemies of Israel. When Moses and Joshua went in, Moses killed 2 of the kings. Joshua killed 31 of them. That's 33. These were 33 kings that were ruling over the promised land and had to be destroyed so that God's people could go in. That's what Jesus was his death was all about, the defeat of his enemies, the defeat of the beast in the last days. That's what he was showing when he was nailed to the cross. Jesus said, as the serpent, as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, the serpent is the enemy of Christ, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. Why? Was Jesus the devil? No. But he was showing the defeat of the serpent. By the way, the serpent, Kundalini, 33 bones, he was showing the defeat of the serpent on the cross. He was showing the defeat of his enemies when he was 33 years old. The 33 being referred to by Pike and Manly Hall and Dan Brown is none other than the beast. And where is the beast? Revelation 17:8. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. So here we have 33 miners trapped in a pit. They ascended on 10-13-10, which equals 33. This Masonic rituals include the death and the resurrection of Hiram Abiff. By the way, the name Hiram comes from the Scriptures. In the King James Bible, Hiram or Huram is mentioned exactly 33 times in the King James Bible. The Masonic symbol of a coffin. Remember the news people were saying, they're coming up, they're like in a tomb. The Masonic symbol of a coffin shows that the beast that was and is not, he is in the pit, he's buried in a tomb right now. And he's awaiting his ascension out of the pit, his resurrection. 66 days of drilling. Remember, from Dan Brown's The Lost Symbol, we find out that beneath the Washington Monument, that obelisk there, symbol of the Antichrist, beneath that is the cornerstone of the Washington's Monument, and inside of it is a Masonic Bible, 66 books. It's a symbol of the lost word of Freemasonry, the anti-Bible, if you were, concealed within a pit. And the whole symbolism, Dan Brown showed this in The Lost Symbol, is that when you rise up to the top of the Washington's Monument, you're going up a set of spiral stairs, just like Kundalini. You're going up 33 floors or 33 stories to the top of the obelisk, the ascension. Folks, the symbolism is all there. The date of entrapment, 8/15/10, which makes a 23. They were released after 69 days, which is 23 times 3. Two of the main symbols of Freemasonry is the symbols of Jachin and Boaz, the two pillars in the temple, which is a picture of the human body. Those Jachin and Boaz were both 23 cubits tall. That number 23 or 40, and when you have two pillars, 23 cubits tall, that's 46. And notice again, the 33 steps of Scottish Rite Masonry, the 13 steps of York Rite Masonry make 46, the number of chromosomes where our DNA is stored. In the Masonic House of the Lodge Temple in Washington, D.C., you have a Greek temple and a step pyramid. The Greek temple has 33 pillars on it, and the step pyramid has 13 steps. That's 46. When you go inside, I've been there, I counted this, you go inside the House of the Lodge Temple, you walk up these spiral staircases like DNA, there's 23 steps on one side, 23 steps on the other, that's 46, because literally it is about the temple of man and where the beast is going to be in the temple of God. In the Old Testament, the wilderness tabernacle was designed, you're going to like this, 20 boards on the north, 20 boards on the south, 6 boards across the back. That's 46 boards that make the wilderness tabernacle, where the book of the law, the DNA, was stored. The DNA is stored in 46 chromosomes inside the most holy place of your cell. The symbolism is there. Remember a few weeks ago, we dealt with the Lincoln Memorial. 36 columns on the outside, 10 hidden columns on the inside, 46, and we have the emblem here of a God inside of a temple. What is this referring to? 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin, 33, 3 is the number for sin, lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, pride of life, that man of sin be revealed. The number 22 is the number for Revelation. The book of Revelation has 22 chapters in it, by the way. And how many hours did it take? 22 hours to reveal this to mankind. The son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth where? In the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. A ritual was performed. Now, is this the real Jesus or the fake one? Now let me show you this, and I'm going to show you some things that will shed light on this. On the front of Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma, there's a double-headed eagle. Now Manly Hall is going to tell you that this eagle is really not an eagle. What is it? It's a mythological bird.